Welcome back to the conversation on OKFM 99.5. Coming very shortly, we'll be speaking to former Nima County senatorial candidate T. Warnock, who is somewhere around our compound. We'll speak with him very shortly. As we are waiting, enjoy this one. My name is Trokon Wrepue. This is the conversation. This is the second and final portion. Tomorrow I'm going to be here again on Friday. Again, let me say happy birthday to Olive Stevenson. Very close friend. Committed. Very close partner. Happy birthday, Olive. Enjoy every moment. I hope you're having yourself a wonderful time. See Olive Stevenson, happy birthday to you. Today is your birthday. With you, of course, choicest blessings. Yesterday, His Excellency former President George Weah did. Yes, he celebrated yesterday alongside Edward Clark Tume, one of the commissioners there at the LERC. Wonder which you are the best. Those of you celebrating tomorrow, pre-1 for you. Let's take this one from the top again and hope you enjoyed.
More than words can say, more than words can do. I have come to sing to your name. I love you, Lord, more than money can buy, more than what a word may give. I have come to sing to your name. I love you, Lord. Everybody say, you, Lord. From my heart, Lord, with everything I am.
Oh, yes, let's bring this one down very quickly and make progress. In this one, the FRA imposes a monetary fine of US now, LRD 18,500,000 against the Liberia Bank for Development and Investment due to LBDR's alleged failure to meet critical and essential AML/CFT requirements. That's government institution to another. But it's good to be here, and we don't have with us in our studios, tightly seated, the man bearings the T. Wonderkid name. Uh, he's a former candidate for senator in Nimba County. He's joined us today. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not sure if he appeared here before since the end of that election, which he lost. But it's good to have him here today, so we have conversation on a number of national issues and looking at the current politics in Nimba County, the one between the vice president and Senator, what's his name? Samuel Koga, and of course we would go into what's happening with ArcelorMittal, and then he runs an organization called Ford. Ford is not new in Liberia. It's well known. We also talk about that, and T will talk about his life after politics or after the election in Nima County. But it's good to have you, Mr. Warner. Kindly introduce yourself proper.
It's a pleasure to be back here with you, Trokon. And yes, that is correct. Since the elections on April 22nd, the senatorial by-elections in Nimba, this is my first time being here. For those who are new to my voice, my name is Tobert T. Wanake Fangalo. I recently ran for the Senate in the recent Nimba senatorial by-elections. I am also the executive director for the International Foundation for Human Rights Defense. I am a businessman, I am a Christian, and I'm here to just play my part in doing everything I can to help make Liberia a better place.
Good. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
How has it been like since that election?
Oh, well, I have gotten back into normal life. That is being the executive director of Ford, being a businessman, always trying to focus on projects that I can implement on my own, on the basis of my own expertise. Because as the director for Ford, we've spoken here on this radio and many other radios, I've always said to people that we as citizens, professional people, progressives, cannot always sit there and always rely on the government for employment opportunity. About 5 million people plus in Liberia here, the government is not able to employ everybody. So those who have the technical know-how, I try to encourage them to do whatever they can do within their own corridor to provide employment opportunity for themselves and other people. And I've tried to lead by example. In the last 3-4 months since the elections, we've been investing substantively in real estate. You know, I'm a civil engineer, I'm a developer. So we've been building new estates. Right now we have the premier estate, which will be ready for business, hopefully sometime between November and December. We are building like up to 100 houses.
Where?
In Tower Hill.
Okay.
In Tower Hill, the first 50 buildings.
Wrepue Highway.
Wrepue Highway. The first 50 buildings on roof level right now. Okay. We hope in the next month or two to put roof on all those buildings. And then our marketing department will start reaching out to the general public. Those are affordable homes. We are doing it. Look, Trokon, let me tell you, in this country right now, you'll be surprised. How many family heads are out there? How many people are out there that do not have, adequate housing, access to adequate housing facility? While the government is out there doing everything they can, I believe that me right now in my capacity as a private citizen, doing something like that to be able to come up with affordable housing for low-income families.
Is it the one people going to buy and or you just going to?
That's a very beautiful question. The model that I'm trying to use for my project is that I want to have 3 scenarios.
Okay.
Scenario number 1, you can buy it flat out. You can decide and say, hey, I want a 2-bedroom apartment. Standing on the half lot. I want it. We'll charge you. You purchase it. It belongs to you. You can also do just regular rent. You can just lease and every month pay your rent for as long as you continue to be a good tenant. And then also you can do what we call rent to own. Meaning that if you live there and rent and pay your rent on time without any issues, and you abide by all of our rules, after certain time, after certain period, like the matter I'm trying to use about 5 years. After 5 years, we can sell that same building to you for 50% of the actual value. Of the actual value.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that is wonderful. That is something I felt like I can do to be able to help a lot of people. And then right now also in VOA area, excuse me, we have affordable. Not this one is not what I call the traditional affordable. This one is luxury apartment. Okay. We also have the luxury apartment.
It's for the big boys.
Yeah, those who big boys. Yeah, those who So
people that all can go Tower Hill.
Yeah, people like you, Trokon, I definitely think you can go to the luxury apartment.
Where?
The luxury apartment, we have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
The 1 bedroom we'll give it for $200
monthly.
Okay. And we only take 6 months. We don't take a year. We take 6 months. So the 2 bedroom we'll give it for like $250. We gave the 3 bedroom for $300, and the 4 bedroom we'll give for $400. We provide, the area is fenced in. We provide security. We provide trash removal services. We provide internet service because I have a Starlink that covers almost the entire immediate community. Okay. So we give free internet to all the people around there.
Oh, so you do that?
I do that, yeah. That's because families,
do you reside there as well?
Huh?
Do you reside there?
That's where I'm staying now while I am carrying on my own
other project.
Yeah, residential project. As a matter of fact, I'll be moving to the university campus in the residence quarter. Okay. I'm building a university also in Fendale. Yeah, that university, we've been undertaking the construction project for quite some time. My hope is that in the next, let's say January, February, we'll be ready to launch it. So
good.
These are the things that we've been doing, since the elections in Nimba.
And it's been a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's been relatively short since April. So you got May, June, July, August.
How are you getting
September?
These resources? I mean, in the face of all of these difficulties.
So hard. I work harder than almost anybody I know. There was a time in the United States where I did 2 jobs when I was in school. Okay. And then later on, I started a small business. That's just all it's been. And look, let me tell you something. And not to denigrate anybody or to talk down anybody. Even right here in Liberia right now, there are a lot of citizens that are walking around. Some in government, some are private citizens who can afford to do some of the things that I'm doing in this country, even more. But there are people in this country who have to learn to be patriotic. When God has blessed you and you have gotten to a certain place, there is a song that says, turn around, look back, and help the next person in line. My story is a long story. My life story is long. I've talked on this radio many times about how my story started. In 1994, I went to jail. In 1994, that's 31 years ago. I went to jail in Cote d'Ivoire for something I didn't do. They had this announcement in French that says, only, don't go to the post office after 12 on Saturday. That's what they said. So that announcement was in French. I couldn't understand French. I couldn't speak French. I still don't speak it. And then I went there around 3:15. It says, don't go there after 12 on Saturday.
Oh,
this big
you
thing
went there 3:15.
3:15. But the announcement was only in French. They knew they had refugees there, And I fell victim to that. I went there 3:15 to mail a letter to my father, my late father, may he rest in peace, who was in Monrovia here at the time. And they say I broke the law. This big thing that goes around saying ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's what they did. They said that it was not their fault that I didn't read the sign, whatever. And they grabbed me, they beat me so badly, and they threw me in jail. I was there and I was crying and praying and hoping that God will hear my cry. It's amazing that you haven't heard this story. I've written about it extensively in Front Page Africa. Look, during the election in 2023 in Pinsville, District Number 3, somebody actually came to me with a newspaper from all the way back then. Through the years, they kept that paper. And so I said, Lord, if you help me. I was in jail. I saw young people, innocent people.
How did the refugee life, let's have this conversation, shape your future into where you are today? What did you learn from there?
It shaped my future big time because it first of all, gave me a reminder every day that no man is better than another man, no human being. Every sons and daughters of God we will bleed red. You can be a black man, you can be a white man, you can be a boy, a girl, man, woman, old, young. We all bleed the same thing, and we are made in equal image. During the war, there were times where we are going in a crowd, in a group of, with a huge number, and you get somewhere and somebody would just be there and they're a soldier or they're a rebel, and they would just, it's revenge time for something that happened back then. So now you this big boy or once a big boy, whatever, coming with your family, and they just humiliate you there, take out your pants.
They should be fighting against their enemies.
They should be fighting against the enemy, but they took the opportunity to, assert revenge and things like that. So how people were humiliated, how people lost their life, how people were killed. Plus, when you read the Bible in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says, to everything there is time. And so you just get reminded that there is no reason to be cocky. There's no reason to be arrogant. There's no reason whatsoever for any man or woman to look down on another human being. Okay. So that's for me what the Civil War reminds me of, because how you can have everything, and in one moment you lose everything,
just
and in some instances you lose your life as well.
Yeah.
So everything that you have today, any man, any woman, you should not hesitate to share. Because when you die away, it all goes. For me, I'm a big believer in legacy. Leave a big time legacy behind. So when your time in this world is over, they will say there was a time here in Liberia that Tubber T. Wanake was here.
Great. We'll find a time to have extensive conversation
Absolutely.
On some of these things. But
Absolutely.
let's get into the real issue.
Yeah.
You are going to the election in Nimba County with the likes of some of your own people, supported heavily by established political parties and big political hands. Weren't you afraid at any moment?
No. I was disappointed in the end because I feel like with the rise of social media and with the rise of innovative technology, where people in almost every corner of the country have access to reality, to fact concerning what is going on, I felt like people will give credence to my work. What I have done in this country with respect to the human rights space, I'll talk about it less. But you can name 5 Liberian citizens who have contributed tremendously with respect to the advancement of democracy and the issue of accountability and transparency in this country. You name 5. If you want to be fair, you got to call my name. Because I have helped with feeding programs on campuses across Montserrado, across Bon County, across Nimba. I have students that, are on my scholarship now. Just today, I received a response from the Union Nimba students in East Africa. Okay. They're inviting me to go and speak at the inaugural program next week. I don't know yet if I will be able to make that trip. I want to meet the vice president, who also received similar invitation from the students. Let me see if we can work together so that the students of Nimba over there can receive adequate representation from their leader. So for me, I went into this election thinking that people in Nimba will focus more on the work that I have done. There is this famous Joe Kole case. A man was killed in Ganto, Nimba County in 2021. I never met that man. I've never seen his family. One day I was on True FM, and his wife was just crying to me. She called on video and said, "Oh, human rights man, please, fight for my husband. They killed him." We went to carry on an investigation and realized that the Liberian police picked that man and killed him in police custody.
In Nimba.
And they tried to cover it up. So they said this man died from intestine perforation, according to the autopsy report. But when our team of experts did the evaluation, they came out, they said, no, this look not right. So we contacted the Guinean embassy, we contacted the police, local detail in Ganto, and we launched a serious investigation. We sent for this man medical profile from Guinea where he was born, and in the end, we were able to determine that the government, the police, they were not being factual. So we engaged them to, or take accountability. They insisted that they were walking around with this pathologist report or autopsy report that said that this man died of natural causes. And Trokon, quickly, let me tell you and your listening audience out there, the ordinary people who do not have access to lawyers, big-time lawyers in this country, who do not have friends in high places. Some of these people, when bad things happen to them, often they say, "Oh, I leave my own with God." That's how we often say here in Liberia. For those people that find themselves in these categories and you are hearing my voice, you're not going to be leaving these kind of things with God. Call on the Foundation for Human Rights Defense, because that's what we're here for.
Do the people in Nimba
Mm-hmm.
have a clear understanding of the kind of work you're saying you do in the country? If yes, why are you not, enjoying their confidence?
Maybe because I'm not publicized. We live in a political age. We live in a political world. And if you don't take sufficient advantage of social media and publicize your work,
Even traditional
and I don't
media.
want to be propagandistic, I don't want to be so braggadocious about making emphasis on my work, because then it kind of tend to defeat the purpose. My passion is to remember in 1994 when I was in jail, when I said, Lord God, if you help me out of here, I will fight for innocent people who cannot help themselves. So my gratification, my reward, has been either A, given to me, or is with my Lord. But I find sufficient pleasure in helping people who, I've been given more than them. So for the people at Nima, I don't blame them. Many of them for not knowing much about my work, because I did not make it a political thing. Politicians, they build one little, they drop one bag of sand here or cement here. Oh, come and see. They take big pictures. It's
Apparently,
also-
that's what the voters want to hear.
yeah, but again, I'm not built like that. Maybe I hope that would not continue to cause me to lose elections in
You
Nimba
might
or wherever.
suffer in a long way because
Well,
the
someday
people are used to hearing what their politicians have done, whether it's true, it's lie. They just want to hear.
we gave a
somebody
whole
say
radio,
something.
we gave a whole media tour, about 5 radio stations, including this station right here. I believe.
I
all
remember
of
you
Steve-
used to come
Yeah,
here.
we did it with a tour. We went all across Montserrat. We showed to the people in District Number 3 what we have done and what we intend to do. Today we are talking about the premier affordable housing project, the estate in Tower Hill. At that time, it was being newly constructed, and we went there. We showed to people what we were doing. We went to Tower Hill, where we showed giant buildings that we intend to, convert into kids' school. All these things happen, and the people of District Number 3, however that election happened, I'm not saying that there was fraud, but however that election happened, we did not win. That's democracy.
And you moved to Nimba, where you come from.
Because the people of Nimba have been calling on me since 2017. But again, I jumped into a very big race. I jumped into a Senate race.
That's what I started.
Yeah.
Whether you knew the weight of the
Yeah.
people that were going against you.
Yeah. But what I realized during the election is that there are communities in Nimba, maybe 20, 30, 40% of the county where you don't have good internet reception or connectivity. And so it is perhaps because of that a lot of people have not known about my work, but they know my family name, Fangalo. My father was a representative from Nimba County District Number 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my father, the late Martin Fangalo, was a representative, and my uncle Gabriel Fangalo was the first superintendent of Nimba County. My uncle Joseph Fangalo was also in 1983 superintendent. You go to Seneca now, you see a street called Fangalo Street. That's my family legacy.
I've heard about
So most places that I went in Nimba during the election, people recognize me on the basis of my family name much more than on the basis of my work.
Do you think it's time to do much of a work in Nimba and place a lot of focus if you want to continue your own political dream?
Well, whether or not I continue my political work in Nimba, one thing is for sure, that my foundation, the Foundation for Human Rights Defense, will begin to do work in Nimba. I apologize to so many communities in Nimba that have come to Montserrat and done so much
And
work.
there was more focus here. in
Yes,
Nimba.
and that it was just because around here is much easier to get around. When you come from the United States and you got 2, 3, 4 weeks, to do your work, it's difficult to spend that time in Nimba and things like that. But I apologize to the people. I owe them a lot. I should have done more.
Do you still hold future ambition
Future ambition
for Nimba County?
Future ambition for Nimba County. I would not say no.
Okay.
I would not say no. I would not say no.
Do you sometimes sit and reflect and out of regret that you were elected and then somebody who's paying the system is again re-elected? It cost the country another burden of a by-election in Nimba County.
With all due respect to the process of democracy and with respect to the constitution of this republic, unfortunately, that's how it is set up. One thing I can tell you is that if I had won the election, that's one thing I'll be fighting for tooth and nail. There are 3,
What is
4
it?
things that I will be fighting for immediately.
Let's hear them.
Number 1, the reduction of high-profile public official salary. You want to be rich? You don't get rich. You should not get rich on the sweat of ordinary people who sell bitter ball and okra and coal and peanut out there. They pay their taxes. The money goes through the finite government circle, and then 15, 20 plus thousand. That's what the highest paid government officials make per month, while the ordinary people are struggling. So item number one, the Transparency Act. I talk about it. And I'm still hoping that I can lobby, some of my, guys who we work together during the campaign who are now fortunate to be on Capitol Hill. But salary for senators and representatives and the highest paid government officials should reduce. Point one. Point two, the term limit or the duration of the term. 6 years for representative. I believe that it is fair that it be dropped down to maybe 4 years. And then for senator, let it be dropped down to 6 years. Because this election should be referendum on your performance. After 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, go back to your people. Have I done a good job? If they say yes, they put a check mark, they send you back. If you are not done a good job, they remove you. The greatest democracy in the world, the United States, representatives are only there for 2 years. You win election this year, next year you're campaigning for your next election. That's the United States. You win election right now. By the time you get to next year, you're campaigning, and then the following year is election. If you don't
that
do
could
good,
cost a lot of money. I mean, having elections 2 years, 73 president or 103 president, Mr. Fangal.
no, but think about the cost of the election. Okay, a general election costs what in this country? About $5 million or so. Look at the national budget. Look at how much the representatives and the senators make per year. Each of them 15, 20,000, and it does not even reflect on all of the different allowances and kickbacks and all the stuff that they get. One single representative make so much more money than the cost of election. I believe that this nation can afford to spend $4-5 million every 5 years or every 4 years for election compared to what they are paying one single representative. Go to public institutions. Ministers are making $15,000+. Then you got deputy ministers.
Except if they've done harmonization, nobody crossing $5,000.
I am telling you, that's what appears on the record. Go in that same record and go look at all of the benefits, right? Transportation reimbursement, housing allowance,
Scratch card.
when you add all of that, it's by far. So on the paper, just to be politically correct, they will say nobody crossed 5,000. But if you actually check, you will see that the sweat, the blood and the sweat of ordinary people.
To reduce salary would have been a very huge fight. I know few other people, including Dillon, Senator Dillon, have proposed that it would be in committee room. It doesn't come on the floor. It would have taken you a lot to fight.
Look, that is the type of fight that I would love. Liberia has international
How would
partners.
you have done it differently?
Here's how I would do it. I am a very, very well prepared man that knows exactly how to proceed. Liberia has international partners. Okay? If your colleagues here on Capitol Hill do not work with you or in the majority, find 1 or 2 persons that will be willing to work with you. You'll take the fight to foreign nations, to foreign capitals. Liberia has international partners. Create a proposal. Support it. Do public opinion. Go around and seek support from ordinary people, public opinion to support your agenda. And then go to foreign capitals. Go to United Nations. Go to European Union. Go to United Arab Emirates. All these places that Liberia got partner. Go and submit your proposal and see if you can find regional partners out there to persuade so that they will come back and use their influence. Because no nation, no man is an island. You just got to know how to fight. You got to be strategic. You got to know how to put your propaganda machinery together. You have to have the adequate education. You have to be sufficiently sophisticated. And you have to have the mind of a patriot to be able to pursue a fight like that. And in this country, Trokon, I keep saying, record this, in this country, on the day that I become representative or senator, and then I walk up to Capitol Hill, the day I step my foot on the stairs of the Capitol, the men and women that are there, they will recognize instantly that a new breed of political fighter, a man who comes from the human rights activism background, a man who loves this country, who has sacrificed so much.
You would need number to do most of these things.
You would need number. There are people out. There's some very good lawmakers over there. Some very good senators and representatives over there that want to take the fight. But they need somebody who is able, who understand from an international perspective. I live in the United States for quite some time. I've traveled the world. I've seen how democracies in foreign nations work. They need my experience.
Like some of the people there.
That's what I'm saying. But the need,
the willingness to join you and be sincere. That's one of the things. I know there are people who've gone there with advocacy. I've covered the House, I mean the Senate, for example, and sometimes you see some very genuine fight. Some of the people who claim to back you will be the one to stop you from the back.
Name one senator in this country's history. Name one representative in this country's history as a media person who will have the courage to come on national radio and say, before they became senator or representative, I'm carrying on an affordable housing project where I'm building 100 houses. Who is able to back that up by taking journalists to see? Name one. You cannot. Not only now, but in this country's entire history, there's a certain measure of passion. There is a certain measure of patriotism that it takes to carry on a certain fight. That's how you know if a person has it in them or they just want to be braggadocious and just talk on the radio. So if I sit here and say the media have gone out there and they're seeing my hand work, they have seen what I have committed to. You go to my place now, the children, the boys that work for me, they be joking me and say, oh, you got your sycamore tree now. The one plum tree we got there, people come there, men and women, elderly people from our community come there every day. You go there this evening right now, you find people there. Oh,
what kind of legislature do you want to see if you were to be there?
I want to see a legislature that is objective, that is genuine, that is for the patriotic people, that don't just talk, but that, and I hope that in this country, for God's sake, that we will start, how you elect people to make law who don't, not only that they are not lawyers, you don't have to be lawyer, even in the United States, they're not all lawyers, but who don't have even just the mere preliminary academic credential.
Because some of those criteria are not outlined in the Constitution or any law to say before Trokon ascend to any representative or senator position, he must be XYZ.
But if the action of the day, if the reality on the ground, if the behavior and the performances of the lawmaker clearly reflect that something is lacking, what makes it? Constitution reform is a reality.
Will you propose that for a reform?
Constitution reform?
Let's set some
that is something that
criteria.
Councilor Wrepue, that is something, in all respect to Councilor Wrepue, I really respect him. He's a very, very high profile Liberian lawyer. You've heard about him. You know about the work that he did with the TRC. He and I have been talking.
Okay.
On the issue of constitutional reform, that's one of the first things that I'm going to start working on. If I had gotten down there, that's something.
Setting criteria.
Yeah. Constitutional reform.
What would some of those be?
That, number one. First of all, declaration of asset. Declaration of asset is a thing of code of conduct. It's not a thing of law. It's not, it's an ethical requirement, but it's not a lawful requirement. So we want to make things like declaration of asset, a lawful requirement.
Mandatory.
Yeah, it's mandatory. And then the media will go and verify. After the verification, if you made some false claims over there, there will be specific actions that will be laid out, number one. Number two, then the issue of term limit. So when you talk about constitutional reform, one of the things that hurt in this country, look, in public institutions, rather than political parties or the president, and not just this president, I'm talking about generations of leadership over the years, they will put somebody there because that person gave them, party loyalty, more so than that person is equipped. So as a result, what do you see? You see a minister sitting here who does not know the job. Then you see millions, to be exaggerating or to exaggerate, millions of deputies and assisting and all kind of people. What do you end up with? At the end of the day, you end up with large government. That large government create a huge economic burden for the people because now you got to pay all of them senior staff salary. When you can just appoint, have a small government that is drained down, you have experts, professional people who are qualified, who actually went to school and learned the material and know how to perform. With a few assistants or deputies for the size of, when we go to United Nations and Charles to the time and Ellen and before Bwaka, this Weir time, you go to United Nations, Liberia always have one of the largest delegations. You understand? But Liberia is one of the countries that is the poorest in the world. But when we go to the United Nations, we have one of the largest delegations, and you see that the bill that we accrue or accumulate during that time, It's just not good. So these are things that we can address with specificity, for the best interest of the nation.
Let's return to Nema County very quickly. Two of your kinsmen, your leaders, I mean, the country's leaders, Vice President Kuhn, Jeremiah Kuhn, will go to Nimba County in the election in which you participated. He will recurse the campaign for Samuel Koga. Today, the two men are seen to be falling apart. Where do you stand as a son of Nimba County, as a politician who participated in an election where the two of them, were together?
It's so very interesting because to be clear with you, I reached out to the vice president during that election, and everybody was cutting support. I went to him and said, I've known him since 1992, the vice president, and I asked for his support, and he told me very unequivocally that he was going to support Koga because that was the party mandate. 3 months removed from the election, they can barely get along. My hope for the county, I had a meeting scheduled with Senator Koga again on this past Tuesday, just 2 days ago. He never made a follow-up. So I hope that his COS will call me today or tomorrow to reschedule that meeting. That will be the third meeting that we've had scheduled that he has set me up.
Really?
And I had to say this on the radio.
Did you reach out to him when he won the election?
Oh, yeah. I was the only candidate from that race that attended his inauguration. Okay. He met me at the ID bureau, the citizen ID place there. We both had gone there. Yeah. We both had gone there and he said, "Oh, my brother, my inauguration is coming in a couple of days. Would you like to attend?" He shook my hands. I promised him I was going to attend. And I attended. Okay. I was the only candidate from that election that attended. And after that, I went to his office, spoke to his COS, and, reached out to him that I have a couple proposals. Matter of fact, in a debate, he was not at a debate. He was campaigning with the vice president. But a debate, I said, if I win, I'm willing to work with anybody here. But if any of you win, I will come with proposal about how we can work together to advance Nimba's interest.
Have you presented any to his office?
That's what I'm saying. We have had 3 meetings. He scheduled a meeting. 3 times he has scheduled a meeting, and he has given 3 excuses. Oh. So I told him when we texted yesterday, I said, Monday, when we texted Monday, I said, Senator, you cannot keep, giving me an appointment, and then I arranged myself, and then you keep giving excuses. This is not going well. I hope you fix it soon. I have the text here. He apologized and said, Tuesday, I'll call you so we can schedule another meeting. Tuesday came again. He slacked on that. So the reason I'm mentioning that, I want him to know that it's getting to a point where it becomes a part of how I view him. It's not there yet. But now, to go back to the issue of the vice president and the senator, I hope for the sake of Nimba that they will fix it. The both of them are our leaders. They were elected. The vice president is vice president of Liberia, but he's a son of Nimba. And that the senator was elected as a senator of Nimba County. He's there all the way until 2032. So we hope that they will work together to fix it. Okay. Where I stand on this issue is that for those who are confused about, there's this slogan saying thing going around about Godfather and all that kind of stuff. Godfather is not a particular title that you can win. Godfather is a accomplishment. You go and achieve something. And people say, they confer something. You just, ceremoniously and say, hey, you're the leader of our people. That does not change your salary. That does not change.
Do you think they are fighting because somebody wants to be Godfather?
The ordinary citizens think so. Some of the ordinary citizens think so. But in my mind, if you go in the traditional sense in terms of who is the leader of Nimba County, there can be no question about that.
So who's the leader?
Trokon.
I don't know. I'm not from Nimba.
It has
I don't
to
know
be
why
the highest ranking public official.
So you recognize the vice president as the leader?
The highest ranking public official that happened to be from Nimba as well, is the former senator and the current vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn. There's no question about it. I don't even think that Senator Koga will want to go that route but that's unnecessary. But if you had to ask me, because every time on the radio I get asked that question, if you have to ask me who the Godfather of Nimba or who's in the prime position, because nobody can actually fill the boots for Prince Johnson. That man fought, he gave his blood and he gave his sweat for Nimba, and the Nimba people conferred that on him. But if you have to say somebody who comes the closest or somebody who we should look to as the leader of the Nimba people, I would say unequivocally that has to be the vice president. And I intend this weekend to submit a proposal to the vice president in terms of how I intend to work with him. I will work, provided my proposal will be accepted. But, a lot of people call me a loudmouth guy. I'm not just a loudmouth guy. I have so much experience when it comes to development. when it comes to construction, when it comes to engineering. I have very important experience, and I'm a human rights man, and I'm willing to work with the vice president in as much as he's willing to work together to be able to brainstorm on issue, and he's not just looking for yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. I can't say those many yes sirs per day. He's a dear brother, he's a friend.
Okay.
I have tremendous respect for him, and I wish him well, and I'm willing to support his agenda, and I hope that we will work together.
ArcelorMittal is at the center stage. Your legislative caucus, especially one of your legislators, Senator Yard Twine, is speaking, the loudest against some of what he claimed the company hasn't done. He won't and done, and you're from Nimba. The thing about ArcelorMittal is in the air, people having conversation, their claims and counterclaims. There are people who want the company to stay, to have a 25-year NDA. Senator Twine is saying, no, they've not done certain things in the county. They must do them before any agreement is reached. How do you feel the conversation? Where do you come?
If Senator Twine did not do what he was doing now, you would probably hear that T. Wanake Fangalo is spearheading a team of civil disobedience. To be able to protest, to be able to challenge the operations of Mittal Steel in Nimba. Have you been to Nimba recently?
Why will you do that?
Have you been to Nimba recently? In the last maybe year
I've
or
been
so?
there, yeah.
Have you been to Yikipa?
Yes, I've gone to Yikipa. When did they do the concentrator? I was there.
Yikipa has become a site for waste, for chemical waste, for industrial waste from so many different places. They dump all kinds of mess in our water. Certain areas in the communities there smell like absolute mess. Very disgusting. They bring waste from so many different locations. They transport them through pipelines and literally deposit them into our waters in that place. People are getting sick. Some of these diseases have not been diagnosed yet. And Senator Twine is standing up exactly the way he promised he would. That is a very high-profile intellectual. He understands the issue. He's a very well-educated man. He's a friend of mine, personal friend of mine. I respect him. He came to me when I went to the Senate to Senator Koga inauguration. He shook my hand and said, we need to work together. And I told him, yes, Senator, that would be my pleasure. So we are following the fight. What Senator Twine is doing, look, this man spoke in public space and said that he himself is a victim of the operations of the failed promises of Mittal. The house that he was born and raised in, just from the vibration of the train movement, that house broke down. So when you see Senator leaving from here to go over there and not willing to listen to him or not willing to get information from him, they said they want fact finding, whatever it is. But I'm telling you that Senator Twine is quite cognizant of what is going on. He understands. He comes from the place. He's a very prepared and very proud son of the county, and that's somebody that we respect.
What do you all want?
What do we want? We want Mittal Steel to implement the promises that have been deferred. When you go through the MDA is a whole long volume of material, voluminous. But there's so many areas where they have failed. They've made so many commitments.
What are some of those places?
Through the years. When it comes to healthcare, when it comes to schools, in the communities in which they operate.
Don't they run schools in ArcelorMittal? I know in that place there's schools there. The company runs schools there.
They say in areas where their operations are. They didn't say 1 school, 2 school, 3 school. And state of the art.
Okay.
Healthcare facilities. They didn't say facility. When you look through that document, they say facilities. So all of these things are not being done. When they talk about the board, or when they talk about the highest ranking officials of Mittal, or the top 3, one Nimba citizen was supposed to be there at the very minimum. None of them. There's no such thing. So there's so many areas where they have defaulted, they have failed our people.
A lot of people think we should be holding dialogue with these people, but now instead of us just keep talking or having discussion with them to reach an agreement. Do you agree?
But this is how agreements are held. You go to the table, you have
testing everything.
You have to have a bargaining chip. You have to have something. You have to say, hey, look, Trokon, I'm serious. I know you like to drink water every morning. There's a bottle of water here. But if you don't, respect your neighbors, we will not give you our water. Nimba County, that's what our leader is saying. Senator Twine is saying that it's almost time to renew the agreement. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, we will ensure that your agreement is not renewed. It's up to Mittal to say, hey, you know what, this place, we're not getting any money from there, or we don't even like it, thank you, we shut down, we leave. It's up to them. Or to say, hey, we are sorry for letting you down. Maybe because of poor management in the past 20 years, we are not able to do all of these things, but we are willing to meet you in the middle. And then we will go to the senator and to our leaders and say, hey, you can't go back 20 years and do everything because there were different managements through the years. But this particular leadership, from here on now, they will do such and such and such. And going forward, we set up a monitoring committee. So these are the things that we want.
Do you look forward to any dialogue very soon instead of all these press statements, press conferences, bashing at the company?
We are looking forward. There's an organization. There's a group of NIMBA citizens have formed, and that they have reached out to me, called the NIMBA Solidarity Group, headed by not Senator, but former Representative Tingma. He actually visited my office yesterday. Okay. They reached out to me to join the NIMBA Solidarity Group, and so if I join, one of the things that we will be doing is that we'll be drawing a clear agenda in terms of areas where NIMBA's interests involved. Okay. And we'll be reaching out, areas in the MDA will look at it, and all of the stakeholders will contact them, will lobby. We cannot, vote now because we're not in the Senate or the House right now, but we know who can vote, and we can reach out to them, and we can begin this type of lobby process.
Quickly before we take a few calls, it's almost 6 o'clock. Meters, extension of his agreement, according to them, will, bring about a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Aren't you also looking into that direction? To say, yes, a part on the back of the company, because we're talking about the private sector. Opening job opportunity.
You're talking about the private sector opening job opportunity. We agree with that. But what we are saying is that you should not give job to our people and pay them anything less than what, the range that is described in your MDA. That's what the MDA, okay, development agreement. In there is a contract that you have. You can't just say, hey, we gave you a job, we'll pay you $50, we'll pay you $75. We are saying give good paying jobs, take care of the salary, let it be livable. For the man, we are making tremendous sacrifice. We don't know in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years what our people will be diagnosed of. We have chemical waste, industrial waste being poured into our water, and we are living there with it. We don't know how it's going to affect our people's health in the long run.
Great. He's Tobot, Wonderkey. He's here with us. Fangalo. He's
Tobot T. Wonderkey Fangalo. My name is hard to pronounce. I know that.
Fangalo. He's here with us. A son of Nima County. We have had conversation across different thematic issues. We've talked about his life, his investment. We talk about his human rights institution. We've also spoken about, his position in ArcelorMittal, Liberia, and of course the rivalry now between Vice President Kuhn and Senator Koga. Let's talk to a few Liberians, beginning with this person. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Let's hear you.
My name is Emmanuel Roberts, and I call you from Nipo Street.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I just wanted to lend my thought on the conversation about, mineral development agreement with respect to ArcelorMittal, which your guest addressed in the latter stages of the show. You see, Trokon, from Europe to America to Africa, every mineral development agreement has never been perfect. There's a principle that I, as an individual, live by. Where there are issues, the only way these issues can be solved is through negotiation and dialogue. The other day, the Nima County Senator Nyan Twine was on the radio for almost an hour, bashing at ArcelorMittal, saying all of the things in the world that they have not done. And one thing he said that struck at the core of all of the issues he has with ArcelorMittal is this, that the company has invited him for more than 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and he has never attended any of those invitations, and he will never attend any of those conversations.
Did he say so?
Yes, sure, with Clarence Jackson on the show. Go back to Clarence Jackson show, you hear with Nyan Twine. Nyan Twine, Senator Twine stated that he will never attend any meeting with ArcelorMittal. It shows that the issues you have with ArcelorMittal, they are not just professional, but they are personal. Maybe because of what other reason he may have. But what he's doing is not just about pushing the interests of the county. And I do not know why when it comes to Asalameta, the people from Nimba County think they feel that it is a Nimba County thing. Asalameta borders 3 counties, even 4, because it has extended to Magibi County. They're using the road, through Kakata and Habeno, Gulf Coast to go, to transport stuff to, to their area in Nimba County. The way these people from Nimba County take Asalameta issue, I mean, sometimes they baffle me. Look at the other guy in the studio. He said he wants to go and lead protest. Why can't they negotiate? Nobody is defending Asalameta. Let me just close up. Nobody is defending Asalameta. Nobody is saying they've done everything. But you have to negotiate instead of raising all these agitation around the place.
Okay.
When investors want to come to the country, they talk to the current investor that is there. And if there's a negative sentiment, there's a negative perception that you, the people of Nimba, have against certain investment, they will tell the colleagues that those people may let them
Thank you.
What
Thank
they're
you.
doing is dangerous.
Thank you. We don't have much of time. Thank you so kindly. Let's talk to Puni. Let's hear you, Puni. 30 seconds.
Trokon, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. 30 seconds, Puni. We don't have time.
And I want to thank you for breaking one of the contestants, a leader of Nimba County. Trokon, our country is, sometimes I want to thank the former candidate for appearing. But Trokon, I want you to mark this, just do a retrospect on this. Any country that you find that the politicians are more popular than the medical doctors, than the technicians, than the engineer, than the security, than the any country, that country is retrogressing. And that's the situation of ours. When you find the politicians are by far popular than the medical doctors, than the lawyers, than the professionals, those technicians, the country is retrogressing. I listened to the brother talking a whole lot of beautiful things there. When you get in it, there'll be reform, there'll be this, when you show this, that. Trokon, you will be shocked that 2029, if that group leaves, and the next group, they might be even by far worse off. We do a countdown in the legislature. I mean, our people are getting discouraged.
Puni, we can't tell until the other group of people go there. You don't say so.
The thing is, if you do a retrospect with the legislature, you know that sometimes, for me, I just like to be blunt. I see the guys that go to the legislature squarely, they go for business.
Thank you, Puni. We don't have much of a time. Thank you. Let's hold you there, Puni. Let's take at least 2 more quickly before 6. Hello?
Good evening, Trokon.
Yes, just 30 seconds. We're out of time, please.
Yeah, Trokon, let me say thank you for your studio girls. You have spoken well. I'm Edward Scanner calling from the Bishop Island. This is the Flower Town, Bishop Island. You have said it all. I mean, thank you for what you've been doing.
You're not cancelled, though.
Oh, is that council? Okay. Thank you for the
activist, human rights
activist.
activist.
Commend you so much. You have done well. You are true son of the soil. Continue to do your hard work. But, brother, please, I want to get your personal number.
Okay, you were fine. You got your office. You were now the officer. You can go there. Hello?
Good evening, Trokon.
Yes, just 30 seconds.
Thank you. This is Zach F. Bembo, and I call from Upper Cardwell.
Go ahead, Zach.
Trokon, let me commend your studio girls. When I hear people discussing from a country, I feel overwhelmed. I think the effort is good. Let's continue to put somebody saying Asalameta is not a Nimba thing. We agree. But you can't operate in an area where the technical place you are operating, people from there are not even benefiting much.
Thank you. Let's hold you there. Let's come back to UT quickly, a minute and a half, so we take the news shortly.
I think the gentleman who just spoke, thanks to all of the callers, there are counties that Asalameta have their traffic going through, and there's a county where they operate, where they are doing the mining, where the people are affected the most. So if other counties have their concerns or grievances, we would not step in the way when they try to discuss it. But we who are from Nimba, we who have family members that are living in the areas that are being contaminated by the operations of the mine, we believe that there's no reason for us to stay silent. I think that what Senator Twain has said, he has been frustrated just because of the way his people have been treated. But in the end, Senator Twain, I believe personally, will be available to sit down, because in the end, that's how we want the issue to be resolved.
Okay.
We want to sit down across the table and have, a voice of reasoning. And then with respect to Senator Koga and the Vice President, I hope that as sons of Nimba, we'll go back to the mountains and we'll sit down and settle the GB and resolve the issue. thanks to everybody who partook in the show. The time went by so quickly. I
Oh
hope,
yes, you didn't. I mean, you were away for almost 10 minutes plus. So.
Yeah, so we
but we'll
hope
have
that-
you back here very soon.
Thank you,
He's
thank
Mr. Wanoke
Thank you.
Fangalo. He's been our guest. God willing, we will be back here on Friday tomorrow with another edition. Thanks to Blessing Nimle and the entire technical crew for putting us live. My name is Trokon Wrepue. Bye bye.